Hey everyone, welcome to Play Hooky with me. My name is Roz. I hope everyone's doing great today. It is a beautiful day here on the Gulf Coast, so I thought it would be fun to share this tutorial with you outside. We're going to make a poppy today in honor of Memorial Day weekend, and this is very simple, won't take you any time at all. So I'm starting off with a magic circle, magic ring. And to begin this poppy, we're going to do 12 single crochets into the magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 12. And as always, I am using US terms, but I will put the UK equivalent in the description box below. Now, you do not have to do a green center. If you would prefer to just do black for both rounds, that is perfectly fine. If you decided to do a black center, don't fasten off here, but if you did do the green, go ahead and slip stitch into the first chain space and start switching colors now. Okay, so to get started, we're only going to be working in the front of our chain stitches, so the front of your V. Go ahead and fasten on and start with your black. If you had started with black as your center, just go ahead and chain 1 and we will all be on the same page. Chain 1. Okay, in the next stitch, go ahead and do a single crochet. This is a bit snug. And then chain 1. And repeat that all around. So it's a single crochet into the front loop. And then a chain 1. And 12. Chain 1, slip stitch into your first space, and we will see you for round 3. Okay, so we finished our center, and what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be working into the back loops of the first round of green. Now these are quite tight, so I would suggest that you go in and just pick them out, making sure you have your 12, and it will save you some time and headache when you start working into these chains, to just establish which ones are your 12 and to loosen them up a little bit like I'm doing here. After you've sort of loosened these up a little so you can establish where your 12 chains are, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be just using 9 of these chains. We're going to be skipping one in between because we're just doing 3 petals. So kind of eyeball which 3 you want to start out with, and then remember we're going to be skipping one in between each. Okay, once you've established that, go ahead and fasten on to your loop, and we're going to chain 3 at this point. All we're going to be doing now is building with double crochets, but we're going to start with a chain 3 for our first double crochet in our first chain stitch. Let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3. Now in the same stitch, go ahead and do 2 double crochets. This will give us our first 3. 2, 3. In the stitch right next to it, do 3 double crochets again. And I picked a bit of a difficult spot because of my knot, but it is doable. 2 and make sure I'm going into the right one. 3, and then in the chain right next to it, another 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. Okay. So you should have 9 double crochets, including that chain 3. That should be 9 total, because the first chain 3 serves as your double crochet. And then at this point, go ahead and chain 3 and turn your work. You're going to repeat the same process, but this time you're just going to do an increase, and so that means you're going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch across. You'll end up with 18. Okay, so the chain 3 served as my first double crochet, and so now I will, in that same spot, do a proper double crochet. That counts as my first 2, and then I'm going to skip to my next chain or double crochet space and do 2. Into the third, and continue all the way across doing a double crochet increase. Okay, we're near the end here, and I am getting ready to finish. Do not forget to put a increase in this little chain space here as well. Okay, double check that you have 18, and if you do, great, go ahead and fasten off. When you fasten off, go ahead and make sure you give yourself a decent tail, because you're going to use that to attach and shape your petals. Okay, so now we're going to work on the second and third petal, but I'm going to let you just go with this. It is the exact same process for all 3. Just skip 1 chain in here, because we only want to utilize 9 chains in the back. You don't have to be too fussy on this. Just make sure that you have 9 to work in. I don't know if it's the same for you, but I have a tendency to do some kind of tight, some kind of loose, and so there are times where I kind of just fiddle back there and find the 3 together that will serve me best. And I just don't fight those tight chains. Okay, so we're finished with our petals, and what I go ahead and do is I always go ahead and make sure to darn in the initial tail that I use to fasten on. Otherwise it gets really confusing. This is just my own personal preference, I never clip or darn in the center magic ring tail, because I find no matter how tightly I do it, I always tend to stretch and it gets loose. So I leave that till the very end. But what you should be left with then is just a tail at the end of your petals after you've finished each one. And now what you're going to do is you're just going to have fun with shaping your petals by stitching or darning in to the back, and it will look like this when you're finished. So let me just show you what I mean. And then I just darn it in so it's camouflaged. And then I just repeat this all the way around. And you can just play with this. And what's lovely about this is even though you're doing essentially the same thing to all of them, your petals and your flowers will come out slightly different each time you do it. Okay, and then once you've got that all stitched in to your liking, you can just leave it as is, or you can go ahead and make it into a lapel. If you have a little safety pin, all you need to do now is just make another center, just the equivalent of your center. You'll do a slip ring with a single crochet of 12 into your slip ring. Let me just show you real quick. This is really nifty. I love this. Then go ahead and grab your safety pin, slide it over your little center here, and take these tails you have left over and darn that into the back, and you have your lapel. There you go, you have it. A very simple, quick and easy poppy. And again, thank you for playing hooky with me. See you again next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.